All right, the time is now 6 p.m. on Thursday, November 2nd. And I'll call to order our regularly scheduled Board of Directors meeting of the McMinnville Fire District. Roll call of directors by Internship Hannafin.
President Garvin.
Here.
Vice President Smith.
Here.
Secretary Pratt.
Here.
Treasurer Traff.
Here.
And Director Sparrow.
Here.
All right, thank you for that. And that takes us to Pledge of Allegiance, and I'll call on Vice President Smith to lead us in that.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the state of America,
And one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you for that. Any changes to the agenda tonight? No consent agenda, financial report, public comment. Is a part of the meeting where anybody from the public in person or on Zoom can speak for up to 3 minutes on anything regarding district business. We ask you not to exceed 3 minutes. Anybody submitted any comment cards tonight? Anything on Zoom?
nobody has raised their hand.
If you're on Zoom and you'd like to comment during public comment, please raise your hand and Chief Law will unmute you. Last call for public comment. That takes us to business action items. We don't have any business action items tonight or other business, but we did have some informational items tonight, starting with Local 3099. Anything from you guys? Takes us to the volunteers, and anything from you, President Goodman?
Evening. Volunteers have done a couple things in the last week. We went to the Veterans Parade, had an engine in the parade. The truck flew the flag at their ceremony at OMI parking lot. And this weekend, we're doing Christmas decorations on the 19th, 7 o'clock. It's breakfast with city water and light. That's it.
All right, and we have Nancy Law here with the volunteers as well for Fire and Life Safety to brief us on the toy drive.
I'm Nancy Law. I've been with the department volunteering 15 years this time around, and this is Chris Schoenthal. Okay, and we're here to talk about the toy program, which is really ramping up real fast and getting underway. Currently, right now, we have 112 families and 295 children. This is just through the Salvation Army and the family place that we've got those applications in. There's still a lot of agencies that we've worked with in the past will be submitting more names and more families to work with. So what we do is we ask for new toys unwrapped, and we work with different partners within the community. And right now we're up to 17 different drop-off locations. And these are kind of the boxes we just brought. So you kind of have, you know what we're talking about. You'll see something similar like this around the community so that people can go ahead and get unwrapped and new toys to us so we can go ahead and deliver. What we kind of wanted to highlight a little bit tonight is the silent partners that nobody ever hears about. And that's like Freeland Wade. Freeland Wade has done a lot for this program for many years. They not only go ahead and advertise in the news, register for us and pay for that, but they actually paid for a graphic designer to go ahead and do the layout this year. So we have a new layout. They've already donated about $1,500 worth of high-end toys to us. They have selected and gotten throughout this year, starting in February. They're going to be doing another chili cook-off, but there's last 2 years, 3 years during COVID, it's been in-house, but they're going to get back out to the public next year with this, where they raise the funds for us. They do a lot of different things for us that nobody ever seems to know. Some of the other ones that just came up to mind real quick. The McMinnville Senior Center Quilting Group actually made several doll quilts for us, and a lot of teenage quilts and smaller kids quilts, and 140 ball bags. If you don't know what a ball bag is, come wrap with us and you'll figure out what a ball bag is. You wish there was 280 of them. YCAP is also somebody that we work with fundraising. They're actually going to be doing a Stuff the Buzz at Weimar on December the 2nd from 10 to 2. And we're going to use any of the help that we can get from anybody in the organization to actually come out and wave signs. That's one of our biggest toy drives every year. They collect for food and we collect for toys. And sometimes we've actually filled up this room pretty much across the back of it with toys. It could be huge, but we do need some help this year. So if you can come help us, please do. Also, we're putting up sign-up sheets for wrapping, starting probably about December the 12th. So if there's a vacancy, because we'll be so limited on space, we're going to do it as a sign-up. Somebody just bring a whole family down here to wrap and find out there's no room for them to wrap in the room. So we'll do it by sign-up basis. So that's something that's going to be available too. But really appreciate everybody's help.
Got new signs.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Are you signs?
Thank you. Nice sign.
Thank you for coming out and briefing us, Nancy, and
Thank you. Thank
that's a
you.
very concise report. Thank you. That brings us to fire chief's report, and I'll kick it off with interim Hannah.
Yes, thank you. Just a couple things tonight. Some of the lack of business items is because we have quite a few different things in the works right now. The IGA that you previously had reviewed is still under review by our district council. I'm hoping to connect with him on that as he comes back from a short trip that he's out on. Our civil service guidelines are in draft. I've been working with HR Director Hedges on that, and she's connecting with SDAO just to ensure that as we implement that into place, that we're going about it in an appropriate fashion. There's a lot of ORS and statute that lays out what we can and can't do. And we want to ensure that we're able to follow that. We're going to need to get that into place pretty quickly. We believe to be able to keep our hiring processes and promotional processes moving forward. With that, we'll need to be thinking on the appointment of a civil service commission, something that we'll have to do as part of that as well. Other than that, we're working quickly on the transition of contracts and personnel benefits and all of the things that go along with transitioning over assets, both capital and personnel, as we're quickly approaching the timeline of January 1st. If there's any specific questions, I'm happy to answer.
Any questions for Chief Hannafin?
So our payroll service took over this last pay period, understood? How that went?
They actually didn't take over this last pay period. We have initiated a contract with them and they're setting up the foundation to be able to move forward. So that won't be till closer to the first of the year that we'll actually transition.
This last week, did the QuickBooks individual be able to get in here and start?
She came in and started some training with us and we're getting she's getting quite a bit of the framework of the system set up. So we're also in the process of transitioning over email addresses for at least the administrative staff. We're finding that you're having to have that new email address to be able to set up a lot of the accounts and such. So I'm trying to keep all of the Rubik's Cube pieces going forward as well.
Enjoy that. None of your contacts self-populate. Any other questions?
Nope.
All right, anything from Chief Law tonight?
The only thing I'd like to say is just last night we had a little issue with we ran out of replacement light bulbs for downtown. So I'd just like to thank President Garvin. He was able to make some connections last night and we were able to find several replacement bulbs today at the last minute. So when we do decorations on Sunday, they will be fully lit and we won't have to worry about burned out bulbs, at least when they go up. So thank you for your time and effort in locating those extra replacement bulbs.
Thank you. Chief Darby?
We have one other question.
Yeah.
As some of these opportunities are coming up, especially with the holiday season for attendance and volunteering, just let me know if we feel there might be a quorum of the board and we'll make sure that we get notices posted.
Okay. And just to clarify that, that's if more than two of us are going to be at any event. Want to make sure we notice that as a potential quorum. Doesn't mean you can't attend, but if we do attend, make sure no district business is discussed. My agenda back up here. All right, correspondence. Anybody get any correspondence over the last week? That takes us to informational items. I did want to let the board know and those in attendance that we are under conditional offer with our chief candidate. And so moving into next steps with backgrounds, and once we're through all those HR processes, we'll make an official announcement. But did want to let people know that that is moving forward, and then once they're through that, we'll be back in front of the board with a resolution to fully adopt that contract. Thank you. So thank you for you guys supporting that. Any other informational items from those on Zoom or? No? All right, with that, we'll have our shortest meeting yet at 6:11 PM. I will adjourn our meeting with our next meeting Thursday, November 30th, 6 PM.
New record.
Yeah. Almost canceled it, but.